This is just a quick tips and tricks on how to get started with V11 since you haven't worked with the product in the past or had any formal training. So what you can quickly see here within the home screen is the user, as in the past, has access to everything that's associated to him. He has his favorites, those things that he uses on a regular basis that he's tracking, documents that he can actually preview online or download directly from the home screen. So without navigating anywhere within the objects, he has what he uses on a regular basis, whether these are stored in EPC or externally. He also has his actions, meaning his tasks that have been assigned directly to him to complete. In this case, a confirmation, meaning a new published version of a process that I do that I need to confirm I read and understand any impact on my role, as well as an approval. Create and approve FRD. There's a new version that's been created that it's me as a SME, the subject matter expert, who's accountable to review and approve and before it's actually published out to the end community. I have a couple of dashboards here with just certain information that I'm tracking, such as my performance, certain discussions that I'm involved in, and whether or not there's posts and replies and who's been engaged, my actions, and of course, those processes that I'm responsible based on my role as the BA. These widgets can fully be customized, meaning you can move them around as required, change them sizes, and more importantly, add or remove any that you feel are important. Set as a company standard or also allow your end users to customize to their needs. From here, the user can go directly to any specific process. So I'll click, instead of to the map, I'll click to the details panel. So what you'll notice here now is there's this edit button that's been added that wasn't in the previous version. And I can see that I'm currently on the latest version, but I could also toggle to see the show published, meaning this is the current published version and the latest, that information has been deleted. It's also where I have the ability to set or adjust the approval cycles, reordering the individuals, adding or removing people. So if I remove that and add, let's say, the accountant role instead, now I've adjusted the approval so the new version's actually edited and sent for review. It'll be sent via serial approval routing or parallel approval routing to those individuals. It's also where I can set the security on this object. And this is inherited. So what's nice is on any object, I can see what is the current security direct or via inheritance on this process document risk, who has the right to read, who has the right to approve, edit, so on and so forth. But most importantly is the edit button. So this is where you have now the new web editing. As you can see, it's full rich text editing where you can copy paste from Word or build things directly within the system, right? Things like bullets, images, anything that could really augment the content in terms of the procedure and details about the process and the specific steps. From here as well, you have the ability to assign, like in the past, all the different roles and responsibilities. So in this case, I can see the business analyst is responsible, as in the application, the asset that's being used is pay at work. Same concept, let's add that accountant. Simply quick search, find it within seconds, and then let's say the account is accountable. Then the same goes for all the different modules, documents, performance, and so on and so forth. So if we add, say, a KPI, I could quickly see then this is now assigned to this process. So same in the past, very simple in terms of assigning the other objects, but it's actually a lot faster because it's all quick search type that fills in for you, and then you quickly click it and assign it. The Properties tab, this is where you'll have all your user-defined attributes, categories, more detailed attributes that your everyday user may not use. BPMN information. And then there's what's very interesting now, the flow objects. This is the ability to modify your process in text form. So directly from the process, I could actually go in and, let's say, change the name of the task. So instead of create or modify BRD, say create, modify BRD for approval, as well as any of the information associated with that actual task. I could also reorder these and it'll actually update the sequencing based on the order. So this is auto sequencing based on my order of tasks. So I'm really editing the process in text form. Moreover, this is where we have multiple languages, where you're able to actually toggle the same process in more than one language. So directly from here, I can see that process is créer ou modifier BR. So very easy now. Within a single interface, I can actually edit all the content, not only on the process, but also the tasks and also in multiple languages. So now to look at the same process, what I'm actually able to do here in the map, you can see create, modify, BRD for approval is the new name that we actually gave it. But of course, we also have the ability to map directly within web. So this is where I can actually go in and drag and drop additional shapes, similar to in the past. To connect, simply hold the mouse down and connect the different fields together. There are some great tips and tricks, such as right-click on a transition and you have the reroute option. So this is the ability, without any work, that I can quickly, you see, adjust the transitions that they'll all be straight and clean. Same concept if I were to connect this one. And as well as if I want to, I could reroute the entire layout with one simple click of the auto layout button. So another very great feature where now it's not only laying out the transitions, but also the shapes as well at the same time. Also to note, holding down Control and click, you can do multi-select. We do have Control copy and Control paste, right? Hotkeys that you can use, as well as using those same options within the copy paste toolbars. And as you've noticed, also still maintain those transitions. So in terms of on the shapes directly, within the right click, you'll find all sorts of information, like the ability to add an annotation directly to any specific task. Just double clicking on the name, I can give it its name. So I can work here, giving it some BPMN shapes. You see it's updating directly. But most importantly are the details. So it's directly from the map as well. You have the ability to go ahead and change all the content related to that item. So now I've updated that name again. I could set the roles that are responsible or accountable, so on and so forth. So it's the same details panel, whether you're in the map or within the details view. That way it's very comfortable and easy to learn for the users. I'm not sure if you notice as well, is that all items are written as questions. What is the task? What is the sequence number? This is the concept of keeping it very user-friendly for any user who's not a qualified or an expert BA. He'll still be able to build processes either in text form or directly within the map. Also, if you hold down Control, you do have the ability to move around that map. So let's go ahead and save those changes that we've added now. And now that we've saved it, you see I could actually send it for review. So same concept, I can view the current published is this version versus the latest, as well as send for review. It'll trigger that approval cycle, which now it's launched the approval. So one, I can see that I received a notification to create and approve that object. Two is I have now 2 approvals to complete, and I have that create and approve BRD process now available to me. So directly from here, I can actually show the changes. So it'll highlight everything that's different between the current published version versus the new. In this case, quite a lot is highlighted because we've deleted these 3 steps. We've modified these steps by updating information about them, such as, in this case, just the name, but in others, we updated the sequence number and items related. So these are all modified, even though the map looks the same. And these are all the new green are the new tasks that we've added. So the value is those that are yellow that are modified, you could actually go in and see. So here's that full text-based version of that process, right? That people can read through directly online on their tablet or on their phone, their how-to, their procedure, but also can show the changes. So just like in Word, the idea that this new image that we just put is green, so it's highlighted and you can actually see exactly what was added, what was deleted across within every single step. So it's not enough to say I reviewed and approved the process changes, but all the details around the process, adding a role, removing a role, so on and so forth. You also have the ability to create objects on the fly from anywhere. So we have new here that very quickly, let's say I want to add a document. So you can click on that. You see it's brought me directly into the Documents tab. Let's say a new set of documents, right? A high-level grouping. And then within that new set, same idea. I actually have the ability to go back to the top or directly here, create a new folder. Right? And then within that folder, obviously you see I'm building my tree. I have again the ability up at the top to create a document or directly within the details panel, new folder or new document. So let's go ahead and create it from here. New doc, and from here you actually have the ability, again, rich text, everything else, but you can actually drag and drop the file directly into it to pick it up. Or let's add it again and it'll preview that file. Again, it could be a URL, file link, point to external applications. And what's nice is now that document's available, I have it available for preview or download directly online. So as you can see, it's very quick, very easy, not only to create processes and related content, but also to view the differences amongst versions, to collaborate, to provide all the tasks and so on and so forth. Remember that you do have the ability to track all the collaborations, meaning discussions and requests centrally from you and your team. Simply by clicking it, we can see all the related collaboration and discussions and topics. And in this case, it's actually, you see, assign me a task to close a topic since I was the one that raised it. This is also where you can review and approve improvement requests and to implement, to approve, so on and so forth. And the last item just to mention is that I also put here a sample entity for you where you have candidate. That candidate entity is actually, you see here, we have now a new type of data diagram, which is actually your entity relationship diagram, which I can actually drill out the relationship amongst all those tables within the database to see the attributes associated with each entity and the relationships amongst those tables within the specific databases. So that's just a very quick 5-minute introduction. I hope it helps you get started. Feel free to send us any questions if you ever can't find anything. Of course, there is the full text search. You can use at any time as you type, right? It'll make recommendations in terms of what is the best fit. Or if you're not sure, click on the arrow and you can find exactly which one you're currently looking for and then jump to that specific process or document or whatnot. So very easy way to navigate, as well as within the list view. If you're still not sure, remember we have that drill down concept where you can actually list all items and then filter your search. Drill down, meaning it'll actually pass the hierarchy folders and everything below. So it's passing it as a filter, the items that you're searching, or contextual, meaning only show me what's within that specific process or what's within that specific folder, similar to older type of folder. The recommendation we recommend you work with is the drill down so that you know, maybe you don't know exactly where it is, but you know the process is somewhere in finance. And I know I had the name process invoice, very quick, right? Or I wasn't sure. I could also say accounts something to do with accounts. And I can see accounts payable tech. Is that the one I think it is? Let me pull up the description. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. And then jump right to that specific process or text version of the process. And once you're in the text version, you can jump to any specific activity and actually walk yourself through the process. And if there's a decision, it'll actually give that user to the decision. So let's notify the AP team, so on and so forth, walking through your processes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Look forward to working with you. Take care.